A lot of times they're not able to explain to, say, an officer what's going on with them. They seem either maybe drunk and disorderly, they seem combative, sometimes irritated, and then that frustration plays out, and then sometimes the interaction is that they're getting themselves into a worse situation with the police, whereas if they were able to say, this is what's happening to me, I need help, the outcome might be slightly different. So some of the barriers that someone may have with the legal system when they have a brain injury comes from the fact that with a brain injury you may have cognitive issues, you may have trouble deciphering physical cues, nonverbal, verbal cues, you may not understand the legal jargon, the dialogue, you may not have a good memory, so you may not remember when your court date is, where you're supposed to go, why you're being charged, what the charge is. So there's a lot of confusion, and depending on the type of brain injury can lead to a lot of different issues. But for clients with memory impairments, it's almost a guarantee that they will fail before they even get to court. So for clients, bench warrants are a big deal and something that happens a lot based on memory issues. How I support someone with a brain injury going through the justice system is by being their frontal lobe. That's what we like to say. So we're looking at being their memory. We're looking at being their ability to coordinate, being someone who is their problem solver, and what that looks like in a courtroom or attending any court proceeding is communicating what any written material that they've received is, so reviewing it, looking over it. Do we need to call someone? Do we need to diarize a date that they're supposed to appear? And then once we actually arrive at the date, there's a lot that happens. So do they need support and preparation prior to the appointment with mood, or even handling it or helping with anxiety? When we get to the courtroom, are we looking at walking them through what it means if it's their first time? What it means to go through a security check, which can be triggering for some people. At the base of the charge, the judge or Crown doesn't have information on any kind of medical diagnosis unless that was divulged or explained to them upon arrest or ticketing. Which I think in that case, if information was relayed at that point, then someone might have been able to step in to prevent. It's one of those things that any support person working with clients, helping them along the way in hopes that in future we can kind of decrease the amount of charges, decrease the amount of arrests or ticketing, if we can find a way to help support the client in communicating their issues before we get to that point.